All right, we were on third, head home with a home run, and the Dodgers have punched their ticket. They, for the 13th consecutive year, are going to the National League Division Series. They did it again.
Line, fair ball down the left field line. Have a night, Mookie Betts. Rojas going to trot in and score. Mookie Betts 4 for 5 with 3 doubles.
It's better late than never, but it's just one of those things where you just got to keep going, man. You know, I went through this arguably one of the worst years of my career, but I think it really made me mentally tough. And so now there's just a different level of focus, and it's not really on myself, it's more on winning the game.
The Dodgers are going to the National League Division Series. The Dodgers are going to Philadelphia as they move on in their quest to run it back in 2025.
Very talented ball club. It's going to be a fun environment. I think we match up really well with those guys. You know, they're going to run a bunch of left-handers at us. You know, talented all throughout the lineup. They got Trey back, so it's going to be a fun series.
Heard sound there from Mookie Betts, excuse me, as well as Dave Roberts. And did you hear what Mookie said? This is why I love Mookie Betts, is because of the perspective that he's now brought into the postseason, that he's not worried about himself. He's worried about the team. And I will say, watching the at-bats, especially from yesterday, seeing him turn on pitches on the inner half of the plate, which we haven't seen him do consistently earlier on in this season, for most of the season. He looks like the best version of himself, getting back to staying inside the baseball. And when Mookie's doing that, he's one of the most dangerous hitters in the game. Another thing, too, Steve, Yamamoto, after we saw the drop ball from Teoscar Hernandez in right field in the first inning and the Reds scored the first 2 runs of the game, he flushed it. He went right back to work. He didn't let that affect him. Again, some of the nastiest stuff in the game, but it also shows you why you're willing to pay someone $320 million coming over from Japan. He's so focused on what he has to do, and he got out of a big jam in the 6th inning. The Dodgers going on once again, and they look like they are clicking on all cylinders.
After the game, Dodgers players were raving about Roki Sasaki, who came in relief. And again, it wasn't high leverage. He pitched the 9th inning with an 8-4 lead, but he blew people away, throwing 101 miles per hour, just devastating stuff. Remember, for a guy they brought over to be a starter, had some arm injuries during the course of the year, but that velocity in short spurts was overwhelming yesterday. All right, so they get ready to take on the Philadelphia Phillies. And for the 13th consecutive year, the Dodgers headed to the division series. That is consistency, and that is a juggernaut, and you might say a dynasty as well. And they will be meeting for the first time, the Phillies and Dodgers, for the first time since 2009. By the way, the Phillies went on to the World Series that year. And I think lost to the Yankees, if I'm not mistaken.
Man, I love it. I'm right.
I love it. I'm right.
Harold and Dan eating it right after that clip was aired. Okay, so I ended up nailing it. Dodgers eliminated the Reds. Dan, I want to start with you.
Okay.
Who do you expect to win in these 3 elimination games? Start with the first game, then go to Chicago. So we're going to start in Cleveland first.
I just think the Tigers are going to win. I felt really strongly about this. I think they're going to win. I like the Cubs at home in Game 3. I think Jameson Taillon is going to pitch well, and I don't know how well this is going to go over. I think somehow, some way, Aroldis Chapman pitches 2 innings, and the Red Sox win Game 3.
Wow.
So I'm going Tigers, Cubs, Red Sox.
Wow. I'll go backwards. I think Yankees are going to win. I think they get to early on. I think the
Cubs-Padres.
I think the Padres win that game handedly. And then I believe that this game we're getting ready to watch right now, Cleveland.
Interesting.
Yeah, he's going direct opposite.
So we've never seen a team lose Game 1 and win a wild card series when they reconfigured the format since 2022. Mm-hmm. You're picking all 3 teams that lost Game 1.
He's going against the data. He's going against
So you guys are polar opposites.
Yes.
Wow.
And one of you will be right.
Okay.
Wow.
Because I have a feeling in my bad knee that the Guardians are going to win.
Whoa.
That the Padres are going to win.
Oh.
And the Yankees are going to win.
So I'm standing in my own island here.
I believe that Harold Reynolds nailed it in our Game 3 predictions.
Well,
That's crazy that we're aligned. You didn't believe in me yesterday.
I do today.
You do? Okay, good.
Maybe we'll finally find out if home field advantage really matters in postseason play. All three of the teams you guys pick, right?
We went
No,
Padres.
the Yankees are home.
Yeah.
We went the Guardians and the Yankees were a home team.
Right.
And then we went
And
the
then
Padres on the road. Because it's funny because based on how the score looks, home field advantage can turn into a disadvantage. So, for example, in Cleveland, if it's 2-1 Tigers in the 7th or 8th inning, that nervous energy will work against the Guardians.
Oh, okay.
Which I don't think is going to happen because I'm picking the Guardians to win.
I'll tell you what, they're fired up in Cleveland.
That does it for the National Pregame
Can I
Show.
change my picks?
Enjoy Elimination Day, everyone.
I want to change my picks.
No, too late. Welcome back to MLB Tonight, the National Pregame Show presented by Strauss. You see the Phillies getting ready at Citizens Bank, a sim game coming your way this afternoon as they prepare for this baseball juggernaut.
Hiroki Sasaki sets and fires. Soft liner to short. Betts is there. That's a win for LA. The Dodgers are going to the National League Division Series as they move on in their quest to run it back in 2025. As the Dodgers sweep the Wild Card Series and move on to set up a heavyweight fight against the Phillies.
I trust him, and he's going to be pitching in leverage. So that was, the more you pitch guys and play guys, you learn more. So, like I said about Yamamoto, I don't think the moment's going to be too big for rookie. I think we can win it all. I think we're equipped to do that. We certainly have the pedigree. We certainly have the hunger. We're playing great baseball. And in all honesty, I don't care who we play. I just want to, be the last team standing.
I don't know. I'm just glad I showed up when it was time. It's been a rough year, but it's never too late. Yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of these guys we played together in postseason for many years, and so we kind of know it's not really a switch, but we just know that level of focus that we need. We know how to play the game, and we've been doing it.
We were playing good baseball going in through Arizona and Seattle. We carried it over into this series too. Offensively, we were really good. Starting pitching was really good. Roki was lights out today. So just a lot of good things happening in these two games, and we're excited to get to Philadelphia now.
So the Dodgers feel good. 2 games against the Reds, they took care of business easily. I commend the Reds for somehow fighting, clawing their way into the postseason, but their 2025 comes to an end. All right, Harold, we're watching a sim game. The Phillies are facing themselves.
Yeah.
It's impossible to replicate real in-game energy.
They had 31,000 at the bank
yesterday
night.
For a sim game.
31,000
in a squad.
So how
boring is this today?
Well, okay, it's still good TV. That's why we're airing it right now. Even if you have 31,000, if you're facing your own teammates, it's not the same.
It's not.
It just can't be.
You don't want to hit a guy.
No.
Right.
Look, Dave Roberts says Ohtani's going to go game 1 on Saturday. Now, what's fascinating about this, I was arguing with my good friend Harold Reynolds over here that Ohtani, who's been so unbelievable his last 5 starts of the regular season, would be game 1. Harold said, no, he's going to go. He needs an off day, Greg. He'll probably go game 3. He'll be an off day. He needs an off day after he pitches because his offensive numbers are under 140 batting average. Well, we both won.
Right. There's an off day.
There's an off day on Sunday. So he will pitch game 1, but also have an off day.
Well, you think we won? No, the Dodgers won. I mean, did you see when this guy gets, like you talked about with the numbers, he is so important to not only the sport, but to the Dodgers making this run. The only thing I find curious, Dan, with the pitching is he's going to have to do it twice in a 5-game series if they end up going 5.
The thing that is so in the Dodgers' favor right now, they have an embarrassment of quality arms from the starting side that are mostly healthy right now. So let's just say it doesn't, say plan A, that Saturday he's not razor sharp. He's not etched in stone. They have Tyler Glass now. They have other options. It's not like this series depends on Ohtani going game 1 and game 4 or game 5.
Right.
I mean, it's almost like the Dodgers are able to play this by what they see.
But they could literally use 3 pitchers.
Yes.
Yeah. Because of the off days, they only need 3 starters. And I just want to point out the history that will actually take place on Saturday night. Shohei Ohtani, we're just used to it that he pitches and he also hits, right? He is going to become the first player in postseason history to start as a position player with DH as a position and start a postseason game. So
Babe Ruth never did that.
No, this is the first player in the same postseason. Babe Ruth did start a postseason game, but wasn't a position player in that same postseason. So this is to do both in the same postseason. So it's going to be history. Now, the reason I want to bring up the fact that both teams only need 3 starters is I was always worried about the Philadelphia Phillies having so many lefties at the top of the rotation, and Taijuan Walker, Aaron Nola. Have you seen enough from Nola to break up the lefties? But maybe you don't have to, because I think this is a very glaring stat, Dan. The Los Angeles Dodgers, when they face a left-handed starting pitcher, their record on the year is 24-23.
Yes, in theory, yes. But what Ohtani brings to the mix, he's not just a left-hander. You're worried about the splits. You have to have good stuff to beat this Dodgers team. And I look at it this way, and I took the bait and fell for it. It was almost like the first 5 months of the season was just kind of a trial for the Dodgers. And what we saw, now they totally overmatched the Reds in both of those games. And you could feel it as soon as those games got into 3rd, 4th, and 5th inning. This Dodger team right now, Blake Snell looked good. Yamamoto looked game 1, game 2. They've got Ohtani now going game 1 Saturday. I get it. Those numbers say this. But this Dodgers team, they take it to a different level in the month of October.
And I look at it this way, Greg. They're 2 similar lefties for me. The style.
Sanchez is overpowering compared to Ranger Suarez. And Luzardo's kind of a mix of the two.
He's a little bit of a mix, yes.
I don't know. I just feel like you can throw 3 lefties, and they can be all different, but I think they're very similar. But what happens is now you're locking the lineup in for the Dodgers. We have this steady lineup.
Are you saying the Phillies are now, for the first time, truly going to miss Zach Wheeler?
Oh yeah, 100%.
God, yes.
They won the East without him.
And it says a lot that Nola's not the guy that's in between there to break things up.
They won an East that wasn't nearly as good as we thought it was going to be. The Mets' free fall in August and really into September they just handed the Phillies. They boat raced that division.
And you know what else, though? It's the equalizer for the Dodgers. Nobody has the big 3. You just don't. You got Harper, Schwarber, Trey Turner.
Those are pretty big.
Yeah, they're big names. But look, I want to show you, just in this series, we watched Shohei first at bat off Hunter, home run. Later in the game, a missile bomb. We're used to that, right? We see those type of things. These guys know how to play baseball, man. Mookie had 3 doubles yesterday. But I want to show you how they went about it. Freddie was doing his things he always does. I mean, they swing the bats, they do that. That's what they do. But they play the game of baseball. Here we are, runner on second base. Shohei comes up. Ground ball to the right side, no outs. All right, he moves him up. Runner at third base, 1 out. Nice job, Shohei. Freddie, I got you. Okay, no problem. Mook, base hit. All right, this is what they do. All right, then they recognize situations better than anybody else. I'll just continue to show you. Shohei, ground ball to the right side, we're 1st and 3rd, and drive in a run. That's what they do. They play the game. Now Mookie comes up, they put an inverted shift on him, bring the infield in. He says, I'll just drive him by the third baseman. That's a double. I'm bringing in the runs. I don't have to hit a ball in the air. I'm going to play the game of baseball. So these are the little things that they do that you don't necessarily look at because we're enamored by the power and all the things they do and the OPS and, they're going to walk. And they do so much more that creates damage. In this situation, they take the walk to Freddie, and when you get everybody working, Mookie and Shohei score a ton of runs.
Teoscar has had a pretty good 2 games.
Yeah,
so
he really
drives
did.
it. That's good production behind him.
But I'm just saying, Magic, I'm waving it too. They do, but my point is, it's not just home runs. They do so many things. They play baseball.
Watching the Dodgers last year, the last couple of years, and so far what we saw in 2 games against the Reds, the closest we've seen, that I've seen, those Joe Torre great Yankee teams. A dangerous combo, having great players, but great players that play the game the right way is a lethal combination, and the Dodgers have that.
So Nick Castellanos only starts games against Blake Snell, and Blake Snell's a starting pitcher for the Dodgers.
More than likely, if you go by what Rob Thompson had done in the month of September, I would say yes.
Wow, that's